welcome back to the Shane and Shelby Show.
I'm Shane, and this is my beautiful wife, Shelby, over here. How's it going, babe?
It's going. We have had one heck of a week.
Indeed.
One heck of a week, and we have a lot to talk about. So I think first things first, I lost my Instagram account. We were unemployed for 2 days. Um, Thankfully, it is back up and running. But it was a whirlwind of emotions, and I was actually pretty calm.
I was a little concerned at how I wouldn't say a whirlwind because you just were like kind of cool with it, and that was concerning.
I think it was like an initial whirlwind,
Yeah.
like getting onto my account and it just being like white screen and then looking and seeing that it just said locked. That was initially like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And if you haven't, been an influencer or have any account issues like this, like it's our entire livelihood and there's no human you can talk to. So if your account goes down, you're basically screwed unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
And if you don't know someone, you might not ever get it back.
Yeah, I think like like we've had it happen before to where it was like kind of brief issues, and like we know people who have lost their entire accounts, like just completely had to start over. And so it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an issue where it's been like shut down.
Right. We've had some
I've
like
had some,
login issues and like things where it seems like something screwy with the account and it's like very obvious. We haven't like gotten locked out like this before, but we definitely know people who have.
oh yeah, there have been influencers who have had to start from scratch. And that's honestly like when this happened, that's what I was thinking is I am going to have to start from scratch or quit. And I found a little bit of peace in the potential for quitting,
Yeah.
which is kind of scary.
That's the
So
first time.
that is the first time. So we actually, I think we're going to get into like the full influencing aspect of do I want to keep doing this? But yesterday, it was yesterday, right?
Mhm.
My account was locked out at the beginning of the morning, or no, day before. So it was 2 full days.
Yeah.
So 2 days ago, the account, I wake up, it's lock screen, try to figure it out, can't do anything. The night before that, I had posted on my story talking about not feeling good in my body, not really wanting to try on clothes. My main account, like if you don't follow me, I do fashion. And when you gain weight and you're just uncomfortable in your body trying on clothes, it's a challenge. And sometimes you just don't want to. But that's my entire job. And so I'd shared about it. And I immediately received hundreds upon hundreds of messages of women basically relating and saying that they're also struggling in their body. And then the account shuts down. And I am so big. If you've listened to our podcast before, you know I am so big about influencers should be responding to comments and DMs. And I couldn't. But I could see them coming in. So the account was glitched to where I could see all these messages from people and I could not respond or get into the account. And so I felt like really bad about not being able to respond to people. But at the same time, it typically I would wake up the following morning and spend the entire day like responding to messages. Like if I have that many messages all at once, I spend an entire day, sometimes more than one, like responding to everyone, just fully getting in there and connecting with people. But I couldn't do that. So instead, yesterday, Shane and I were like, well, we don't know if we're going to have Instagram anymore. Let's just vlog our day. And we're going to put it on YouTube and we're just going to be like vloggers. And we have zero clue what we're doing.
Yeah. None.
None.
We looked ridiculous, I am sure.
Oh yeah, we have a camera. We have the camera, I think. And no clue how to work it.
Hmm.
So we literally were going into places. We actually had quite a bit on the to-do list. So it was a good day to vlog our day. We had chiropractor filmed in the chiropractor office. Some of those videos are unusable because the lighting was so
Yeah.
bad.
Still a work in progress. I'm not as good at that as I am with this podcast setup. Shouts out to me. I am sure that I look very clear right now, and we have glorious clips. So, hit me up in the comments and please give me some good feedback because it's been a work in progress.
We have progressed each week with new podcast equipment, so please keep listening so that we're not just, going in the hole for no reason. But we also went to Target, so we're gonna move in real quick into new drinks.
New drinks.
So we talked about this last week. Shane said someone recommended what is that one?
Ginger lime poppy. I think they said lemon and ginger,
Oh.
but they didn't have that, and I'm not sure that they do. So ginger lime seems the same. You know?
Yeah, I don't know, it's probably gonna suck. So Shane got that one. Someone told me that there was another new Alani flavor, so I got it. It's sherbet swirl. If that's not new, well, it's new to me, and we're gonna try it anyway. So that's what we went into Target for. Like literally just went in for drinks and vlogged it.
Yeah.
Looked ridiculous. People were
Re-
staring. I was trying to like film myself walking into the store going, I have no clue how these people do this because this is so embarrassing. This was like throwback to the first days of me getting on TikTok, and those videos are cringy. So I'm a little worried about this vlog.
Oh, it's gonna suck.
It's going to suck, but
Tune in for how bad that sucks.
we're going to put it out there. Y'all are going to see this like epic fail of us not knowing how to vlog. But okay, let's get into tasting our little drinks.
All right. I'll let you go first. I'm gonna go ahead and get a good though.
I
Mm.
don't know if they can hear that. They couldn't in the last one.
Yeah.
But okay, this one is sherbet swirl, and it is also 200 milligrams of caffeine and says all the other healthy things on it. Um, I don't like sherbet. We tried sherbet the other day at our fancy dinner. They brought us a little sherbet
Yeah, palate
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
That was terrible. So, mm, that doesn't taste like sherbet. That tastes like oh, what is that? Those AW drinks. Cream
Root beer.
soda. No, 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 not root beer. Root
No.
beer is terrible. Cream soda.
Mm.
This tastes like a cream soda, but with like a hint of strawberry. A strawberry cream soda. I actually like it.
So
Dang
we're
it.
2 for 2 after you went on a rant saying you hate all the other flavors except for that one
That is true.
without
Shout
trying any of the other flavors.
No, I had tried the other flavors.
So
I
which
did.
ones do you hate?
I hate that new strawberry one. Not this one. This
Yeah.
one doesn't say it's strawberry. That new strawberry one that they came out with, awful. And I think all of the other ones, other than the orange one, I really love the orange one. It's not so my favorite anymore because that blue slushy
The
one,
blue one's good.
oh, it's so good. But this one, I think this one's below orange. So it would be blue slush and then orange crush. I don't really know what it's actually called. And then sherbet swirl. So shout out Alani, keep making bomb flavors. Maybe
Mm.
trash those other ones.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
All right, here we go. Ginger lime.
How is it?
It's better than the last one.
Really?
Like I don't know that I want to drink it, but I could.
You could like actually finish that one?
I don't know about finish it,
Oh,
but like take more than one drink and not have that really weird face that I made in the last one.
that last one was awful.
Mm.
Is this one carbonated or are they all flat?
It's still flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Calling it a soda, I feel like it's just like maybe not the play.
Yeah.
Like if it was in a bottle and it was water, like
Or
some
like a
sort of like
juice
yeah.
or like a healthy juice. You know
Yeah.
those awful green juices? We went into Whole Foods.
Mm,
Oh, this isn't even on the outline. We went into Whole Foods the other day looking for an Alani.
yeah.
They don't sell them because apparently Alani's not healthy for you.
Shocking.
Well, their cans say they're vegan and such and gluten free,
Mm.
and that sounds like Whole Foods to me. Although I'd never been in one.
We don't know what Whole Foods is.
No, they had a store. Not a store. What is that? Like a cafe? No. What was that at the top? It was like a second story,
Oh yeah, kind of like IKEA.
like IKEA. Yeah, they had a whole
Just like
second.
a hangout.
Yeah, you could hang out at the grocery store. And I think they had, like, a coffee shop and all sorts of stuff. That was the wildest grocery store I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't really know that marketing play. I mean, there were people hanging out there, but
There
I
were.
wouldn't wanna hang out at a grocery
It
store.
was like kids doing their homework and stuff.
Weird. In
Really
the
weird.
middle of the day.
Yeah. HEB could never.
They could never. Okay, so back to the influencing fiasco,
Debacle.
debacle. So, here's the thing. I found so much peace when it all went to crap. And I think the reason I found so much peace is because I've been spinning, and I've shared this with my Instagram followers, is that I've been like spinning and not knowing what to do. And I've had a lot of people say, "Well, don't stop posting." And I had some people who I could see their messages before my account got shut down, and they were like, "Okay, I totally get that you're struggling with your body, but I am also mid-sized, and so therefore, I want you to keep posting, like, keep posting anyway." And I know that they mean well.
Mm.
I do, I truly know that they mean well, but, like, if someone is struggling and they're telling you that they're struggling, maybe don't say, "Hey, keep working anyway," because, well, I don't want to. And so it was so much like peace in the fact that I couldn't do anything. Like I lost control, and typically I am a very much in control type of person. But I lost all control. Like I did what I could. We tried our best on the little meta business sweep. Couldn't do anything. Reached out to someone that I knew for help. And past that, it was in somebody else's hands. And that has never been me. That has been Shane. That's Shane's mentality. Shane's like cool, calm, and collected. Like, okay, well, we just got to wait and see what happens. Like, can't do anything about it. And instead, it was me. And I was sitting on the couch, literally just stopped even trying. Got on TikTok and was just scrolling. And typically, I don't know about other people, my head is filled with thoughts, like 1,000 of them, all at the same time, about random things, about things that I shouldn't be stressing about because they're like 3 weeks away. Um, and so it's typically just filled with a lot of thoughts, but I was sitting on the couch and I was singing Easy Like Sunday Morning in my head. It was just playing and I was just singing. I looked at Shane and I was like, "Hey, there's music in my head instead of words." What?
Yeah, I think that was like the reason I was most concerned is normally like I'm the calm one and she's freaking out. And so I'm like default just like trying to calm you down a little bit. But it was a little bit the opposite with this one because you were just over there bobbing your head and just like singing songs. And I'm like, why are you not freaking out right now? Like every other time you have freaked out and I have had to calm you down. And so there was no need for me to calm you down. So then I'm like, shit, should I be worried? Like she's not doing anything about it. What like should I like we switching roles? Am I freaking out? I didn't freak out because we've had this talk on like what we should be doing and I think we both have figured out that like influencing is not like the end goal and at some point it is going to end. I think we expected to have a little control on like when it ends, but yesterday we were just like, all right, trying to vlog this Target trip.
Yeah, so losing control, I never expected losing control to bring me peace. And I'm a big sign person. Um And to me, it felt like a sign because the day before losing the account, we had been going back and forth. Like Shane literally asked me, like, where do you see us job wise? And I don't remember the year span, like 5 years or something like that. And I was like, I don't know. Oh, it got worse.
It's getting a little worse.
Quit drinking it. Uh, but he asked me like where we see ourselves, what we see ourselves doing. Are we in Florida? 'Cause that's still a big one. And he's trying to get me off that topic until we go to Florida on our trip. We still have, like, 3 weeks, and I'm still, like, spinning every day, like, "Do I wanna live in Texas? Do I wanna live in Florida? Why are my kids all of the sudden now making friends in Texas? Haven't had friends here for a year, and now all of a sudden that I'm thinking about moving, you make friends."
And it's getting hard because this is like the 2 week span where like Texas weather is good.
Oh, yes. We literally have, like, 1 month out of the entire year where it feels good. collectively 1 month, not
Yeah.
just like one solid month, collectively 1 month where it actually feels good here. And that's we're in that period. And so we're getting to be outside and do things and it seems so nice. And then I'm like, but that could be me in Florida year round. But also we don't know anyone and we wouldn't have any friends and we'd have to start all over. So I've been spinning about that one. But I actually stopped spinning when my account went down. And I thought, "Oh, well, now I have something new to focus on," but I wasn't even focused on my account being gone. I stopped focusing on Florida, I stopped focusing on my account, and I kinda just, like, lived in the moment, which is the first time, truly the first time I have lived in the moment since I started this job. No matter when we've taken vacations, when I've said, "I'm gonna put my phone down and take a break," because I've done that.
Mhm.
I have. There's been, like, a weekend, I think it was only 2 days that I made it, but I put my phone down and I literally didn't touch it. I didn't get on social media, but my head didn't stop thinking about social media. I
Yeah.
still kept thinking. I kept thinking, "Oh, well, I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to be doing this, that, or the other." Well, when you're locked out of it and you have no control, well, nothing you can do about it. And so it was the first time that I felt, I think, normal. Like a normal person, like my old self, because I used to work my 9 to 5 job, and when you work a 9 to 5, typically, not for all jobs, but typically, on the weekends, you shouldn't be thinking about work.
Or
Maybe
even after you leave the job.
yeah, even, like, when you get home from work, you can't do anything unless you're one of those remote people, and that's a separate situation, but, like, for me, I went into the office, I came home, I was with my kids, I didn't have to, like, log in and do anything. On the weekends, I didn't have anything, I had the Sunday scaries because I hate waking up on a Monday morning, but that was it, and so it kind of felt like that, it felt like going back to my old life where I could just enjoy life without thinking about working. And that's been over 3 years that I've had that feeling. So it was kind of a weird feeling. It was, my friend called me and she was like, "Hey, Shelby, you seem like really calm. Like, are you actually okay?" And I was. And my mom asked me, she was like, "Oh my gosh, she was freaking out." I wasn't. I was chill because I actually like had the time to live my life and realize that I'm actually a good mom.
Yeah.
I told Shane that, and I will be the first to admit that I don't feel like I've been a good mom in 3 years because this job has consumed me and my brain. And, like, even the times when I'm not working and I'm not fighting and, like, pushing and getting towards a goal, like, it's still all that's in my head.
Mhm.
And so, first day that I lose my account, what do? Audrey gets out of school. Shane took Benji to, what was it, football practice, and I took Audrey, what did we do? We played pickleball in the backyard. We went on a walk, and then I took her up to the basketball courts and played with her. And I wasn't on my phone, didn't have anything to check. Literally was just, like, so engaged with my kid after school on a weekday. Like, when was the la
Hmm.
the last time that's happened?
I mean, it's been a long time
A
for
long
sure.
time, which makes me, like, having to say that out loud and having to admit that as a mother is difficult, and saying, like, "This has been," but it's been something that I've been disliking for 3 years, but I wouldn't say no control over, I guess I could have stopped working, but when I stop working, things kind of blow up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it was a weird feeling. What did you think?
I think like most people don't realize like that it's hard to separate like the work hours with this one because when you think of like when you're supposed to post, it is in the afternoon. Like if you want people to see it, if you want your stuff to grow, you've always posted around like 6 or 7 o'clock, which is when other people are on their phone. Because if you post during the middle of the day when people are at work, then your stuff's not getting viewed and you kind of did that for nothing. So we've tried a few times on like, because we've made the push on like, we need to spend more time with the kids and like be more present when they get out of school. So some of our ideas have been okay, let's post at like 10 o'clock or in the morning. That stuff always does terrible.
Yeah.
And so you can do it, but you're not going to get the reward of like actually doing the work and doing a good review like you would if you just waited and posted in the afternoon. And so every time we've kind of made that push of like, let's be more present, like we don't get any of the good from like doing a good job. And that's always been like the trade off is like, if you actually want to do this job well, then you are sacrificing the time with the family.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think a lot of people don't really like see that side of it because they think, oh, you work for yourself, you can do whatever you can. But if you actually want to like benefit from the job and grow as a creator, then you can't.
Yeah, my friend yesterday, she was like, maybe instead of saying like, I'm gonna go straight back if I get my account back, because she goes, Shelby, you're gonna get the account back. And I was very fortunate that I did. But she goes, well, why would you just go straight back? Or why would you completely quit? Like, create boundaries. And what's so sad is that we have, like, so
Yeah.
many times, like you said, tried to create these boundaries, but it just ultimately ends up failing because either my drive to have success is so high and I just like shut out everything and go fight for it, or I just shut down.
Yeah.
But even when I shut down, I'm so mentally like drained from thinking about it that I still don't even have the space in my head to like get up and be a good mom. So it was so wild to just have peace. And I've been searching for peace. And if you've listened to the podcast, said I wouldn't be so depressed if I lived in Florida. And I think now, like having seen these couple of days, it's maybe not Florida, or maybe it is, but the peace was, oh, I get to be outside with my
The
kids.
lifestyle.
My lifestyle changes. And my lifestyle, I guess, technically could change here, except for in Texas, it is hot as hell, like so many months out of the year, and you can't actually do much. And like, I literally get seasonal depression in the summer because it's so bad. Like, some people get it in the winter. Nope, summer here, absolute hell on earth. But the peace that I'm searching for maybe is not locational,
Mm.
but it is a lifestyle change. But how do you do that? I don't know. I truly don't know. And when I got my account back, it was really wild how my brain worked. It The minute I got it back, what did I do? I got on there, I posted a story, I did this, that, or the other. I was like glued to my phone. And the kids were home. This was last night. The kids were home, and I'd done basketball with the kids before my account got back. So I was present in the moment. I was working on my phone doing something else on the podcast side, got the account back, and just stayed like glued to my phone. And it like hit me all of a sudden. I was just in here by myself in my office, and you guys were outside. The kids both wanted to play pickleball. And Shane was like, "Oh, well, we're doing podcast stuff. We've got to get ready for the podcast." And I was on my phone, and I just like had this realization that like just because the account's back, that doesn't mean my life has to stop.
Mm.
And I just put my phone down. And do I have 700 unread messages? Absolutely. And I want to get to every single one of them. And I feel so guilty that I'm like 3 days behind. Like the guilt weighs on me so much because these people are telling me their life story. I'm going to get emotional, but they're telling me their life story. And I want to, and I relate to them. They relate to me, and I want to get back to them. But like my family,
Yeah.
you know? So I put my phone down and I went and played pickleball. And it was worth it.
Which is a step in the right direction for sure. I think like the struggle with the job is like everything is based on an audience that like you have no control over. Like they're sending you messages all day, every day, like regardless of if you're working or not. Like say you want to log off for an hour. That doesn't stop all these people from sending you messages and like wanting to interact with you and ask you questions and needing help with things. And so there's like no way to have that balance because like whether you're logged off or not, like you're still getting these messages and you might come back to like you said, like 700 of them that like you at some point should respond to because like that's the whole purpose of your account and like what you're striving to do is like help people in your niche, but like where's the balance? You know, like there is no
There
balance.
is no balance, and it is so hard. And so part of me wants to just like shut it all down,
Yeah.
be like, I'm off. I'm not going to do this anymore. But then we're, unemployed
Unemployed.
because this podcast is lovely. I mean, I hope you think it's lovely. I'm having a freaking blast. We love doing this, and even the vlogs yesterday were so much fun, but like both of those are quite a bit of work and completely unpaid.
Yeah.
Like we're in the hole over here in podcast equipment and we need some sponsors. So
I will say vlogging yesterday was a hoot.
it was.
Like I was in the car singing my little heart out to some Carrie Underwood and the kids were having a blast. Like I thought, you know, like we've never really like been the type to just like have the kids in our content.
Yeah.
And Aj was in the back seat. She was singing. I was singing, and I was just like, turn the camera on. Let's get it. And we sang some songs. And like, while it is kind of cringy and weird, like that's gonna be a good memory, especially if she makes it to American Idol. All those kids have videos of them singing in cars and stuff.
Yeah, they do. Benji wants to be famous. And so I like you said, I've never been a big one to have the kids in the content. I don't like the family vlog accounts that exploit their children. I don't like that at all. I think the kids should be a part of the content in some ways, like the little clips of like we picked him up from school or whatever, but Benji, he truly like wants to be on TV and famous and we're like, "Hey buddy." He got to be like in a tiny part of the vlog yesterday and I was like, "We're gonna put that on YouTube, it'll be on TV," and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on TV?" And he's so excited, we're gonna get like 10 views. It's okay, buddy, but
Famous.
yeah, so famous. But I don't know, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And that sounds like way more fun, and we talked about it, we were like, "Well, what if we just do this?" But nobody pays us to do that, so, like,
No.
other people would be like, "You're insane." And even if you have money saved up, like, at some point it runs out.
Yeah.
Um, but we're always the type of people to jump.
Yeah.
We make weird, strange moves that other people think we shouldn't. So like our move to Texas, we literally just jumped and moved with no money, no help, no family here, just like up and moved. My mom thought we were absolutely crazy. She will attest to that. And she can now tell you that it was like one of the best decisions that we've made and that we shouldn't have listened to her. And we didn't. We fully just committed on faith that it would work out. And I think here lately I've gotten less comfortable in my ability to like jump.
Yeah.
And so I haven't. And I've just been like scared. But I'm honestly to the point where I'm like, I think we should just jump and see what happens. And if we fall flat on our face, then I guess I'm gonna have to sell some crap on Amazon. But
Got very good videoing devices now. OnlyFans is out there.
no, no, it's not. Not for me.
Maybe for me.
Oh my God. Okay. This is kind of part of the reason like I mentioned about not wanting to be on camera right now is that my body's changing. I'm actually getting testing done. I had some messages from people being like, "Hey, have you checked this? Have you done this?" Like I'm working with a functional medicine doctor. I think we talked about that in the last episode. We had our little blood work girl here I'm doing all sorts of testing, trying to figure out what's wrong with my body. But if you have gained weight, you know that putting on clothes sucks. It just does. You don't fit in the clothes that you loved. You have to buy new sizes. Sizing's wild. It's just not fun. And here lately, the diet culture has changed so drastically. I feel like growing up, it was you got to be stick thin. And then we went through this entire like body positivity movement that was maybe to some end, like, a little unhealthy on, like, the obesity side because the obesity rate was increasing, but it changed I feel like it changed the perception of people, like, you didn't have to be a size 0 or 2 to, like, love your body and wear whatever you wanted to wear, so we had that body positivity movement, and now we've shifted into being stick thin and taking medication to get there. And while I do think that some medications are beneficial to some people who need them, it's the mentality of, "No, you've gotta take this, everyone's taking this to be so thin." And in this influencer space, it's very hard because there are some people who aren't being 100% honest with their audience, and they are maybe taking things to lose all of this weight and saying that they're just working out. So there's this, like, inauthenticity in the influencer world, and then y even people that I've followed that I was similarly sized to, they start taking stuff and dropping all of this weight, and I'm like, "Oh, well, should I?" Like, do I need to be on it? Do I need to do whatever's possible to lose the weight? Is my value only there because of my size? Like, it just makes you question everything and seeing everyone seem to be losing weight, like, so quickly, and I'm just over here gaining weight and trying to get to the root cause of, like, what's wrong with my body. It's a struggle, and so I do feel like mid-size influencers are needed, and there are a lot of them, but a lot of them are rapidly losing their mid-size title. And so maybe there is a space for people who aren't, but it's uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of and it's not that I want to be mad at anyone for losing the weight and getting skinny, like, I'm not, you do you, but it's the culture of it, and it makes me feel bad about my own body because I don't want to take anything. I just wanna, like, figure out what's wrong with me, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, yeah, it's wild how much of a like public push it is now for like I feel like it's like the default now is like people are assuming that everyone else is on these medications and like stuff is being like marketed to you differently now. And if you're not part of that group that's avoiding them, then it's I don't know, you're feeling left out right now is what it
Yeah.
seems like. Even me, like I've never considered taking anything, but I don't know, there's just like the culture around it, like everybody is. Like
Yeah.
whether you need it or not, it's like something that you're considering even if you don't need it just because like everyone else is doing it. So it's like,
It's like
why
a
not?
trend. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the freaking get an upgraded wedding ring trend, you know? It's so hard to be left out
Yeah.
and to keep showing up and to know that, like, I am uncomfortable in my body, and I've shared this with people, and I've had people say, "Oh, we'll just take this." But I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone else is, and maybe it works if I do, but I don't want to. And my thing is, if you are taking it, you gotta tell people. Like, if you have an audience, I'm really big about the fact that if let's say my functional medicine doctor was like, "Hey, you need to be on this for your own personal, like, you got diabetes or whatever, take this medicine." I would tell my audience because that is truly what you should do. If you are, having procedures done. There are people that have procedures done and don't tell anyone. I've been super open about the fact that I have implants because I have a bunch of people following me that have large busts and need support. And we have different needs. And so if you look at me and don't know and think, oh, hers are natural and she's saying that you can wear this dress without any support, like that would be a lie for me to not tell you. Like, omitting is lying.
Yeah.
So I'm just super big on being authentic with your audience. If you have an audience, if you've built 1,000,000 followers and you're not telling them the truth, I wish I could.
Yeah.
There's some tea I want to spill there, but it's your own place. You got to tell people.
I think it's the same as like you putting your measurements on the screen when you're doing videos is like telling somebody this fits true to size is useless
Yeah.
unless you are putting your measurements out there and they know what your size is and you know what your size is. And everybody is fluctuating so much. Like you saying that you don't feel comfortable right now, you might in 2 weeks without doing anything just because of like your cycle and like how your body changes throughout time. But like not that many are putting that information out there and like being truly honest and like comfortable enough to be like, this is what my sizes are and this is how this is going to fit. And if you have similar sizes, that's useful.
Yeah. No, I stopped there for a period of time though because I was getting so much hate of people going, "Oh, well, because you weigh this much, you can't be a size 8." Like, please shut up. Please shut up. If I weigh whatever and I'm a size 8, I'm not lying to you. I've been so freaking transparent, way more transparent than most influencers I've seen. So do not come for me and tell me that I am not mid-size at a size 10. Don't come for me and tell me that I can't be this size because I weigh this much or that my measurements don't like I've had people say, "Oh, you're not a size 8." Well, honestly, I'm not anymore. I'm a 10. But they were meaning that I was smaller. Like, that's not a compliment. You're calling me a liar, and I've been nothing but transparent. So I did stop putting my measurements on the screen for a while just because I was getting so much hate for it. But I'd started, even though I didn't want to take them, even though I was not comfortable taking those measurements and stuff, I was doing jean reviews. And I'm sorry, but you can't tell people how to buy jeans without telling them your exact sizing.
Yeah.
And so I put them back on there. For my swimsuit series, I put them back on there because that's important information. So if I feel like you need it to buy something, like, you've gotta be fully transparent there.
Yeah. And even like, I feel like so many are not honest with their sizing that like people are going to call you out because there's so many others that are like, I'm a size 6 or 10 when clearly they are not. And they're like just trying to like fit into a group that they're not actually a part of. Like, take those measurements, like
Yeah,
put those on the screen. Like, it's clear that you're not actually that.
yeah. I think there's just, as a whole, so much so many people out there not telling the truth that it's hard when you are telling the truth, people don't believe you.
That makes me think of a Jelly Rolls quote. There was some gold in that American Idol with Jelly Roll, where he was what was he, a helper guy? He was just like a motivator for the groups. He said, "If you are a yellow duck in a white duck pond, you don't have to flap around to get attention."
Yeah, he did.
He said it,
He
and
said it.
man, that hit hard.
Why did that hit hard,
I
Shane?
don't know. I don't know how I'm going to use it in my life, but clearly I just found an example in this pod, so I am pumped. Yeah.
No, Shane stops mid-episode, is like, "I gotta write this down, this is gold."
That shit is gold. I wish I could come up with cool stuff like that. That's something I gotta get better on. I wonder if there's a class or something.
I don't know. Spend some more time with my mom. She's got lots of sayings.
I think I've heard most of hers though.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some new ones.
The country ones, I am set on. I need like maybe like different cultures or something.
Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna move on to actually, this is kind of a side topic. I feel that so I've been working a lot for like 3 years. But even before I did this job and, like, ran my own business, I worked, other than when I was a stay-at-home mom. Um, but I worked a whole bunch of jobs, and I was talking to one of my friends yesterday who also works, and she has 2 small children, and she's going back to school, to get her master's. And she was talking about the struggle that so many women face in terms of being a working mom, and I have a hot take. Moms should not have to work. I don't think they should. I think they should be given the opportunity to work, but I don't think that women that have children should be required to work. Thoughts?
I mean, I'm cool with it. We like that's how our relationship started
Yeah.
was I was in the finance world and just trying to move up, and the goal was to just be comfortable enough to let you do whatever you wanted to do, basically. And so for the majority of our time together, that's how it's been until you became successful doing this, and then we kind of pivoted. But
Yeah.
I think that thought still remains. Like,
Yeah, I think it's so difficult in today's world to, like, thinking back to, like, the old days where the women were the homemakers and took care of the kids. I feel like that role worked out a lot better, but right now it would be different if women weren't also expected to do everything else, but it's kind of like, "Oh, well, you have to work, but you also have to be a full present mom because
mm,
if you are a working mom that doesn't have time for the kids, then that's not it. You gotta go to all the sporting events. You've got to work out, eat healthy, look a certain way, act a certain way, like clean your house, take care of everything." It's like there's a whole list of things that we're supposed to be doing where nobody puts that on men. They're like, "Oh, well, he changed a diaper? He's such a great dad." Like, "Excuse you? What?" And Shane's not like that at all. Like, Shane is very much a present dad, but there are a bunch of men who literally, like, their entire thing is they get up, they go to work, and they come home, and they don't have other responsibilities, and, like, men in general, like, feel like they don't have that level of responsibilities that women as moms have. It's like the men aren't expected to be the full, like, caregiver,
yeah,
even if their wife works full time. And I think that's so messed up. And so I feel like women, if you have children, shouldn't have to work. I think you should be allowed to work for sure, because I remember after I had Benji, my I don't know, I wasn't doing good as a stay-at-home mom, like, mentally. I had postpartum depression, and I was just kind of spiraling and had a lot going on with our family life too, like my grandfather. And so I wanted to go to work. I was like, "I can't be in the house anymore, like, I need a job, I need something to focus on." And so I think, obviously, having the ability to choose 100%, but I feel like having the weight of you need to work full time, but you also need to be a full-time mom and take care of your home and find a way to be skinny and eat healthy. It is so much pressure.
yeah. It makes me think of like when you kind of started this job, and even when you had previous jobs, you would get like, I don't know, comments from
Mhm.
other moms who were like, "Why aren't you at the the party, the Thanksgiving party at school?" And like, "Why are you letting your job come before this?" But like that, like if you have a job, that's normal, you know, like you're not going to be at everything, but you do as a mom, I feel like get the guilt put on you because you'll see the other moms at these and they're all like taking the pictures, and like you're feeling that you're not doing enough even though you're like fully working and doing what you need to do, whereas like the men's side,
No man
there's
would
not that, you know,
uh-uh.
like there's always the justification of like, I'm providing, this is enough, like
Yeah.
I don't have to be at the parties.
Yeah, no, that's, like, such bull crap. I had someone, that was a stay-at-home mom tell me that my kid was gonna be traumatized because I didn't pick her up from school. It was when I was working in a 9 to 5 and, like, I didn't have another choice, like, I was working, and school gets out at 2:40 and I work until 5. Tell me how I'm supposed to pick my kid up from school. But anyway, she told me that my kid was gonna be traumatized because as a child, she wasn't picked up from school by her mother, and that traumatized her. And that woman now works. So, watch what you say. But it's so messed up because, yeah, men don't have that. You would never tell or ask a man why you didn't show up to a class party.
Yeah. I didn't show up to as many as I could possibly avoid, so
It's messed up. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a cultural thing. Like, I'm not I don't know, I'm not a big feminist on that, like, I'm more of the, "Maybe let's take it back to the old days." Like, I'm so glad that we have the ability to work, but can we not? Okay, also, this one's a hot topic. Social media for children and kids being allowed to have cell phones. At what age do you think a kid should be allowed to have a cell phone in today's world?
I think it depends on the situation. Like, I don't know. With ours, like, we're both at home. Our kids don't do anything without us, basically. Like, we don't let them just run free and go to other people's places without, like, us. So, 30 with, or when they move out, I guess, is when our kids are going to get cell phones because there's just not the need for ours. So I think it's kind of hard for us to put a number on it, but maybe like, I don't know, like 16, like when they
Start driving.
start driving and they're not fully with us, like we're not taking them places.
Yeah, I feel like we'll probably have to give Audrey a phone before 16, but ideally, yeah, 16 sounds great.
Yeah.
Um, there's kids though, right now, getting cell phones at such a young age. Now, I got my cell phone at 10, and that is because my mom worked. And so I went home with someone else. I was like at home by myself. I was like one of those like latchkey kids or whatever. And so I had a cell phone so that she could reach me. That was very needed. But cell phones when I was 10, we had the Nokia brick phone. I had a flip phone. There was no at the time, no texting, that no photos, like, it was literally call somebody, and we still had a landline too, but anyway, so that was a very different time.
Mhm.
When did you get your first phone? Do you remember?
I don't remember the age, but it was because of basketball.
Mm,
And we were having practices that they would like drop me off to, and they would just want me to call them like when it was over.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I feel like today's phones, you don't just give your phone or your kid a flip phone anymore. You give them an iPhone. Well, what does an iPhone have? Absolutely everything that they don't need. And even if you put all those parental controls on them, I was talking to another mom who was saying that there are kids at the school teaching other kids how to hack into these parental things. Like, even if your kid doesn't know, they'll take them to school. Someone at school knows how to hack everything. And so that's unfortunate, and so if you're giving them an iPhone and expecting them to not do all the things with it, like, you're stupid. Honestly, like, your kid's going to get into things that they shouldn't be on because other kids that have them can teach them how to do it, and so why would you do it? Why would you give your kid that cell phone? I do see the like, divorced parents need to be able to, like, call the kids, maybe get one of those what are they, like, the Gab phones or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm cool with those, like, call, talk to your person, and then hang up, but, like, you don't need to be on the internet at 11. I don't think so. Like,
Yeah.
you got your Chromebook from school that has all of its filters on it, and, your the school can see what you're doing, and I hope you get in trouble for it if you do something bad, but, like, I don't need you having a cell phone, and I certainly am against social media for children. Like, the cell phone is one thing, like those Gab phones or whatever, but social media, I am sorry, but you should not be giving an 11-year-old, 10, 11, 12, no, no social media. Absolutely not. As an influencer, as someone who receives tons of hate messages daily, why the hell would you give a preteen girl freaking social media? Why? Because there's gonna first of all, they're gonna see God knows what on social media. There's plenty out there you don't want your kids seeing. I I'm certain of it. And even if you, like, set perimeters or anything, like, those girls, oh, it is so terrible. The thought of the things that they take a picture of can go anywhere on the internet now, forever. The bullying that can happen on social media, there's so much bad. Why the hell would you give your kids that at such a young age? Like, I don't want our kids to have social media until they're 18, and I feel like that's freaking fair.
Mhm. There's no value in social media.
Zero value for children. Like, why?
There's rarely value for us.
Well, we get paid to do it,
I
so
mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like, rarely. Like, there's people like you that are actually, like, providing value, but you think of 99% of these other accounts. Like, there's World Star or whatever, where people are just fighting each other. There's the news where a bunch of people died in a nightclub. They're like, why? Like, what's the value that your kid's gonna get from having social media?
no,
None.
and our kid is frustrated with us that we won't give her a cell phone and that she can't have social media because she's not learning the trends or, like she doesn't know what's going on TikTok. Well, I'm sorry, you don't need TikTok. And she was like, but so and so's mom lets her. Well, so and so's mom made a stupid choice. I'm sorry, but it's a stupid choice. And if if everyone like agreed to not give their 5th grade kids social media, we wouldn't have this problem. Like, it's the parents who were like, "Oh, yeah, do whatever you want because I don't care to pay attention to you." Like, I this one makes me so freaking mad because I'm having to explain to our kid why she shouldn't have those things when all of her friends have them, when it should be freaking common sense. Like, it is common sense, parents, what are you doing? There's 0 need. And the kids starting YouTube channels? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do not let your kid start a YouTube channel unless you are the one controlling absolutely every part of it, and then it's still questionable. Like, this this one drives me up the wall because our kid's feeling left out about it, and she shouldn't be. No, none of them should have it. And the kids that just get to run amok in today's world, you're just letting your kid run all over hell and back with no parental guidance, doing God knows what. And my kid wants to know why she can't. Oh, because you might get kidnapped or die. I don't know. Like, that's stupid. Watch your kids. Like, even with me working 24/7, at least I know where my kid is. And at least I didn't give her social media. Might be failing in a lot of aspects, but she's going to turn out better because of it.
I agree.
Okay.
Got a little riled up there.
I got riled up because it's important and people need to freaking get it together. Like,
Yeah.
take it away. Like, you might have given them social media, take it.
Yeah. I think that's where it's like kind of weird that it's like us that have these opinions as like the younger generation. Like we're some of the youngest parents of any of the kids at our school, basically. And we're the ones that are like concerned about social media, whereas like the older parents are just like, yeah, give it to them. I don't think they understand what's on there.
I don't think so. It's either that or they truly don't care about their kids. But maybe it is because they're older and they aren't the ones on social media all the time.
Mm.
But as someone who is like chronically online, like I've seen way too much and I know way too much and mm, making terrible parenting choices. All right. Oh, here's a fun one. Pura isn't crap. I've seen a bunch of people, like just everyday people being like, "Oh, if an influencer shares for Pura, then I'm gonna unfollow her because that's crap." No, I've never gotten paid by Pura, not once. I don't even think I've made any commission when I've linked Pura. None. So completely unbiased. We have Puras, they're great. If you don't have a car Pura, you should. And they're not trash. And maybe don't be rude.
Yeah, we have them everywhere. And I'm the one that buys the scents. And I love it. They all smell great. And they're everywhere. We have upstairs, we've got right outside this door, we've got living room, and we've got one in your car.
Yeah.
They're awesome. All the smells are great.
And they actually like last. Your house smells good. You can put them on a timer. They're great. So I don't really know why people have this like maybe they did it wrong.
We're gonna de-influence something. It should be those stupid little cones that people used to put on top of the toilet. Remember the things where
Mhm.
you like raise the little cone up and there's a little thing on the inside? That was garbage. And they still sell those. I've seen those like recently.
Or Bath and Body Works candles. No, 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 no. Target.
Target candles.
The big ones.
They have good presentation.
They're super pretty, but those big magnolia the what is that called? Hearth
Like,
and Home or
yeah.
any of those. Anyways, those big ones, the small ones, they burn fine, but the big ones, they smell fantastic. They don't burn worth a crap. Like I had to put them on a warmer thing and
And
it's
also when they ship those, if you get more than one, they just put them all in there together and don't even like care.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
just like kick them out of the truck.
yeah, glass shattered everywhere. Couldn't do a return
We got a
online.
3-pack. All three were busted.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely terrible. So don't do that. Just buy Pura. And I promise I'm not getting paid to say this. All right.
But we will though. Shout out Pure. Holler at your boy.
Okay. Now we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
Okay. This one's for our relationship segment. It's going to be a red flag or a green flag. So do you have your flags ready?
Got my flags. We're also gonna add in a yellow flag for take caution.
Take caution.
Yeah. Proceed with caution. Yellow flag.
Okay. All right. So back story. You're single on a first date.
Okay.
Is this a red flag or a green flag? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know about your yellow flag. All right. She has 5,000 unread emails.
Mm,
Quick,
I'm gonna
quick,
go. That's a green flag
because I do.
because it's so normal. I feel like for whatever reason, maybe like in my opinion, it's like a women thing. Like y'all just like don't care about these notifications.
Okay, moving on. Quick. She's super into astrology.
Yeah, red flag.
She's friends with her ex. Quick.
Red flag.
She's wearing dirty sneakers.
Red flag.
She played basketball in high school.
Yeah. We'll go green flag, but hesitantly.
Hesitantly.
Yeah.
She owns her own business.
Green flag.
That's me. Not when we, oh, actually, when we met. She's 30 and still lives at home.
Maybe the reddest of flags. What are you doing?
She drives a Mini Cooper.
Green flag. Mini Coopers are cool. I'm trying to get a classic Mini Cooper, and she will not let me.
Tell the people what you mean by classic Mini Cooper.
Like 80s, 90s, early 90s,
Mhm.
like the little tiny guy,
The one that
little
has no AC.
little Italian job kind of joints. 50 horsepower. They have AC. They're chill.
Okay, that was it for the relationship round. I think you passed. Um, all right. Now we have our sponsor of the day.
Sponsor of the day. Hold on, let me get my swag on.
Just so you know, this is an unofficial sponsor.
Today we got BitchinSauce as our sponsor. They sent a tote bag full of bitchin' sauces. We've got Hatch. We've got Chipotle. We've got Original. That's the one I'm trying to figure out because that's what made their name, I think. Even chocolate. We got dessert bitchin' sauces and Buffalo. Check these bad boys out. They came in a tote bag. They got me a nice little camo snapback. And I'll get into the spill. If you're trying to have a bitchin' night with the boys or the girls, you need bitchin' sauce. All right, we're going to get into our bitchin' sauce question of the day. If you are a selfish sports mom and you want your kid to play a sport where you can just sports mom all the way out, what do you want your kid to play?
Basketball or any indoor sport,
Yeah.
but mainly basketball. One, because I love basketball.
Okay.
And two, because it's the most fun to watch. And most importantly, three, it's inside. I hate outdoor sports. Absolutely hate them. Like the soccer moms, I feel so bad for them. The fact that they have to sit outside during the rain and the cold, they're out there all the time. Doesn't matter the weather. They just keep playing the soccer. Hate it. I don't understand soccer, and I would not want to sit outside in the elements. So it has to be an indoor sport and basically just basketball because that's the only one I understand.
Well, I've got some follow ups because clearly you're neglecting some very popular choices here. What about baseball, where you can wear your bedazzled trucker?
No. Also, baseball's just boring and it's really hot. So Texas is different. Maybe it's better in other places, but any outdoor sport in Texas, I hate because it's hot as hell or it's freezing. And there's no in between. Absolutely no in between. Football season here, like the actual like fall football, dear Jesus, it is like 105. Oh, it's awful. Same thing with baseball. We've done both. Hated them. Hated them. And then soccer, I just don't understand.
Well, follow up, what about cheer? It's indoor and you could wear bedazzled everything.
I actually would love to be a cheer mom, but Audrey doesn't wanna cheer. But I think it's so fun. I never got to be a cheerleader. So, yeah, I would be cool with being a cheer mom, although it's very expensive.
Very expensive. And from what I have noticed, very little like competition time.
Oh, yeah,
They
they're only
spend
out there
months like doing a routine for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I went to my first, cheer competition, with my sweet little niece, and It was it was fun, but she was only there for 2 minutes, and there was a whole, like the get ready part, they've gotta be full glammed, and they gotta get there early, and they gotta practice, and then they're there for 2 minutes, and then you gotta wait around all day for awards, and that was crazy. It was craziness, but I loved all the music and the costumes. I think it's fun. I tried to convince Audrey to do it because it looks so fun. She said no.
Yep. Well, I think that's been our question of the day, sponsored by Bitchin' Sauce.
So if you want to be in our podcast, just let us
The
know,
bar is low. Send us some shit, or pay us because
please.
that would also help.
Yeah, we would love to keep this podcast going. Mhm. But currently we might be unemployed. Never
So
know.
it's up to you guys.
All right, is that it for this week?
That's it.
See y'all next week.